Lush Yognog. It's a bit of a shame. It's nearly gone. Good morning. This is a bit of a surprise. The sun is shining. It's meant to be raining quite a lot at the moment, so I'm expecting it to happen during my workout. But with that in mind, I thought I need a strong fragrance. I need a fragrance that's going to get me through my workout today and just make me feel good overall, because I don't think it's going to be particularly nice or enjoyable in that sense. And the one I decided to choose today was Lush Yognog. Now, Yognog, if you don't know this fragrance by Lush, it's kind of a Christmas holiday season type fragrance. It seems to come out seasonally, and at the moment it's currently unavailable. But there's one big problem. I love wearing this throughout the whole year. Yes, I could wear this pretty much all the time. It could be my signature scent, particularly for those nighttime or cooler evenings. And yeah, it's getting a little bit low, and unfortunately, unless you're looking on eBay at the moment, you're not going to be able to get this one, and it's probably going to be sort of later on in the year when Lush re-release this. This is a 2019 release, and it is good. I think I smelled it about 2 or 3 years ago. I think this might be my third bottle. It's definitely at least my second one, and I'm going to miss it after I've used it, and it may be this workout today where it goes. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to kind of give you a bit of a heads up. I've done a fitness range review of this one before, but I sort of feel like I haven't mentioned it for a little while, and I think it's really one of the best from Lush in terms of their body sprays. So I wanted to do 10 reasons why today, not a fitness review, 10 reasons why I think you should consider getting Yognog. So when it does come to that Christmas time, if you just wanted to buy it on Lush's website, you can go for it. Or if you wanted to potentially get it on eBay, get it, try it beforehand. I've definitely recommend it. You can get these ones in gift sets as well, small 100ml bottles. I do think it's one that if you haven't smelled before, it's definitely worth trying. I'll try and sell it to you today with 10 reasons why during my workout I think you should buy Lush Yognog. So yeah, why don't we do the first one though while I do my stretching. So I'm going to start with the first one, being just that it's unique. Yes, Lush Yognog, I can't think of anything out there that smells like this one. If I was to be lined up with 100, 200 fragrances and they sprayed this one on me and said, which one is that? I know this is Yognog from Lush, because it's got something about it that's so unique, so distinctive. It just reminds you, as I touched upon earlier, the holiday, the Christmas season. When you think of fragrance like Tobacco Vanille, Burberry London, Yognog feels like another one of those where you just could wear it around that Christmas period on Christmas Day. It's kind of got this piney smell to it. It doesn't have pine in it, it's not listed as a note, but I can read out what it does have in it, which gives it this unique blend. And it says, indulge in the biscuity butterscotch warmth of this cinder toffee fragrance made with spiced clove bud and delicate yang yang. Now the clove obviously is what kind of gives you that Christmas holiday season vibe. And I think for me, as much as anything, you do get that caramel. The caramel is very, very prominent here, but it's not really heavy and super sweet. There's vanilla and must that's been kind of labelled here, so you kind of get that caramel vanilla vibe, but that must then brings this clean feeling alongside the clove, which makes you feel like it's Christmas time. And that means it's not quite as heavy, and that's what I like. It's not a really strong, heavy gourmand. Lush do plenty of those ones, let the good times roll, a buttery popcorn fragrance. This one doesn't, and it goes into many different facets, many different nuances, where you have those fresh, clean, but also more sweet and seductive kind of notes in the fragrance. And I think that's what makes this brilliant. It makes it a signature scent for me, and that's why I like it throughout the year, not just at Christmas time. Yes, not a really hot day, definitely not, because it still leans more into that winter time. But for Lush, it's a very complex fragrance, and it smells like a fragrance. It doesn't smell just like food, like some of their other ones do in their gourmand ranges. So that's probably the main reason I love this one. It's got a uniqueness, and it's one that you'll be able to spot and smell from a mile off. So yeah, very good Yognog. Time to head out and we'll do a few more. So it's time to go into point number 2, and I think this is probably, again, one of the main reasons I absolutely love this one. It definitely punches above its weight in terms of the quality for the price you're paying. Now, Lush body sprays, and I've got to praise Lush in general here, when they've had some really popular scents, they don't tend to increase the prices too much. It's one sticky date. I think initially when it came out it was about £25, and it's kind of increased to about £28. It's not really changed too much. And it's the same with this one. It's only changed kind of more alongside the cost of living as much as anything else. And you're paying around that £30 range. And for me, if I was blindfolded with this, I'd say this is worth about £60, £70 if I'd never smelt it before. I think it's similar to a Bentley for Men Intense for me in terms of that quality for that sort of price. And it's just got so much about it. Lush has so many natural oils in it, and the clove, the yang yang, that butterscotch sort of note, the chord that they've created, it just smells so realistic. It's not harsh on my skin, it doesn't feel uncomfortable, and I just think people around you will know you're wearing something that's got a bit of quality about it, and that's what Lush prides itself on. is not being too harsh, too synthetic. And for £25-30, let's be honest, you're not going to normally get those real high-end smells. But this one, I feel like it does. I think it competes with some of those designers around that £60-70 range. You know, some of your Pradas, some of your Dior's, Paco Rabanne's. This one easily stands up against them in terms of its quality, and you can get 2 of these for that fraction of that price. Okay, point number 3, and I think this is actually quite an important one, considering Lush do tend to market products more for women, or they tend to have more of a feminine smell. I think this is completely unisex, straight down the middle unisex. And when you look at the notes, that kind of makes sense. Now, vanilla, caramel, those sugary type smells, they're in men's and women's fragrances in equal measure. They are completely unisex. But you do have some florals in this one, the yang yang, which obviously you tend to see more in women's fragrances. But that kind of spiciness that this one has, maybe it's coming from the clove or just all the accords mixing together, does give it a little bit more of a masculine edge as well. And I really do feel like this is one you could wear straight down the middle, men, women. And that's what I like. Again, there's many unisex fragrances out there, but if you go on Fragrantica and you look at some reviews, some will say, oh no, this definitely smells more feminine, and vanilla can be quite a sickly sweet, almost baby powder type smell to it, which makes it feel more feminine at times. But this one, with that spice, with that butterscotch caramel accord kicking through, it's definitely got more of a masculine edge to it than maybe some of the other Lush products that do have that kind of bubblegummy sweetness. And that's what I really appreciate with this one. It doesn't feel too youthful, it doesn't feel too juvenile, but it also doesn't feel too wrong for anyone who's maybe a little bit younger who wants to try this. It's got enough complexity about it where I think, yeah, an older gentleman could rock this, an older woman could rock this, someone in their 20s and 30s, which are probably kind of the people who shop in Lush a little bit more, if I'm being honest, but also a younger person who's maybe transitioning from late teens to early 20s. It wouldn't feel wrong, and I don't think anyone who was wearing this, I'd go, oh, that's not right for that type of person, that genre of person. It feels absolutely fine. You know, it's much more suitable than, say, a 20-year-old girl rocking Aramis, for example, and that's why I like this. There's nothing too daring about this, but as we touched upon on the first point, it still has that uniqueness, and that's what I really appreciate about this. I feel like you could get this as a gift for anyone, and, you know, look, they may not like it necessarily. It has got a bit of maybe divisiveness about it because it is unique, but I don't think it's ever not going to suit a certain age or even a certain personality. It's got something special about it, and that's why I think I've never got bored of it, because it's just one that you can wear in most of those occasions at whatever age, whether it's 5-6 years time or 5 or 6 years ago. I don't think my opinion would have changed on this based on my age and even what I'm wearing. So yeah, I think it's just straight down the middle unisex, and I think that's a big plus from Lush there for Yog Nog. Okay, so we're about half an hour into my run now, and it just feels like the perfect time to talk about a huge positive, and that is its performance. Now, in that half an hour, I've probably smelled it about 6 or 7 times, particularly when I've changed direction with the wind being behind me. It's super strong, but it's never cloying. It's not one of those really sweet headache-inducing fragrances. No, there's almost this green pininess that I particularly detect with this, that just tones down any real headache-inducing sweetness you might get from the vanilla, and even sometimes from musk in general. That can be a little bit too much, a little bit headache-inducing, but it's certainly not in this fragrance at all. And I always think the sign of a good quality fragrance is when you can still smell it on your clothing after a few days. I mean, say I took this running coat off now, didn't wear it for 3 or 4 days, and I put it back on, I'm pretty certain I would still be able to pick up the fragrance. I go, oh yeah, I remember putting Yog Nog on that the other day. And I think if a fragrance is strong, say you've been wearing it for a few hours, and I've noticed this recently when I've been wearing it this week, I could wear this for a few hours on the hoodie and still pick it up, you know, 3 hours later going, oh yeah, I've got Yog Nog on. And if I can smell that, and I've been wearing it all that time, because you can't get a nose blind. If you've been sitting in a room with, say, smelly food or a strong candle, over an hour or two, you will not detect how strong it still smells to other people if they've just come in, because you've just got used to that smell. And I think that's what's really good with this. You could be wearing this in the office, and, you know, in the morning, you'll pick it up straight away. 2-3 hours goes by, you may forget you've got it on, but I'm pretty certain someone sitting next to you won't have done. They'll still recognise it. And while I don't think this one has a really strong, like, scent trail, it's not that sort of sticky sweet fragrance that tends to leave a longer scent trail. If someone's been sitting in a room with you for a period of time, or they come in a room that you've been in for 2 or 3 hours, they're going to pick up on this, and you're going to get compliments in the day with this. I still think
when you almost feel like the fragrance is gone, you know, say 9 o'clock in the morning, you put it on 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a cool climate controlled environment, I still think you're going to get people saying good things. And for that reason, I think the performance is a huge plus for this. It just shows the high quality oils Lush have. It feels like a high quality fragrance. There's no alcoholic blast with this, and that's a huge part of their selling point. They use natural high quality oils, and I think in this it pays dividends. It certainly has helped its performance on this fragrance. Now, of course, I could just give all my opinions on why I think it's great, but that's very subjective. Fragrances, as we know, are subjective, and what we like in certain fragrances, other people may not like. So I thought I would take a trip onto Fragrantica to have a look at what the people on there enjoy about this fragrance as well. And I actually kind of disagree with this one, or partly disagree with it, but I feel like I need to mention this one as a positive because other people have obviously tried this and experienced this and obviously have the benefits from it. And that is that apparently it's very good for layering. Now, I've done loads of sort of weird layering videos in recent months where I've been rubbing things like butters on my arm and toothpaste and all sorts of things. Maybe I just need to try this. And when we talk about layering, if anyone doesn't know what layering is, it tends to be putting on 2 fragrances normally, you know, to give off a different aroma or give a stronger performance to this fragrance. Now, the reason I sort of half disagree with this point is I think this fragrance has good enough performance on its own, and I think the smell is complex and nice enough on its own without the need for layering. But look, if you wanted to add a bit of vanilla to this one, or maybe you wanted to add one of those eccentric molecules like ISO Super or Ambroxan, do I think it would make this fragrance feel horrible or worse? Absolutely not. And look, if it's worked for other people and other people have said nice things for you, who am I to disagree with it? But personally for me, I think this is just great without the layering in itself. But yeah, I can see that, you know, adding a bit of extra vanilla, a bit of caramel, or even a bit of the booze, because it does have that kind of boozy vibe, or a nutty note, it would work with this. And now I'm starting to doubt myself, you see. I do feel, yes, you could certainly add another note to this, another gourmand note, a nutty note, a fresh note, and it's not going to affect the fragrance in a negative way. So yes, I can understand it, and I'll be interested to know if anyone has had this fragrance who's watching this, what would you layer with this fragrance? Would you add a bit of extra vanilla? Would you add an extra bit of spice? Would you add a boozy accord? I think a liqueur, a cherry liqueur accord would make this smell really nice because it has that lovely biscuity vibe, and with a bit of booze in combination, which reminds me of that holiday Christmas time, I think this would be perfect. Yep, do you know what? I'm all in. I've changed my mind. Fragrantica knows more than me. Yognog, it's good for layering.
Oh, we are back, and we avoided the rain, but it's looking a little bit dodgy. But hopefully I'll get to the gym just in time. But we're going to talk about the next positive then of Yognog. And again, it's probably a little bit of a transfer over here. I'm kind of talking about Lush as the brand here as much as anything else. But you can try before you buy. So if you've got a Lush store near you, if you go in the shop, if they've got it on sale at that time, obviously at the moment it's not on sale, so it would be unlikely you'll be able to try it in the shop. But the body sprays, you can try them in the shop. Now, obviously, you can go to many fragrance, you know, Liberty in London, Harrods. If you go to those high-end ones, you can go and try fragrances. But it can be quite difficult. A lot of the testers in these places tend to either be empty or test strips, or you tend to get, I hate to say it, but like a lot of reps come round and sort of influence your opinion on things. And let's be honest, how many of us just buy fragrances online? They tend to be cheaper, and then sometimes you think, well, I'll just take that risk and hopefully it'll smell nice based on the notes I've written. Lush, go into their shop, it's absolutely fine. You know, the same price on their website, obviously it is the fragrance. When you go in store, you tend to get a little 10% off cards sometimes. I've had little 10% off cards, so you get a bit of a discount on the fragrance. And the staff have been lovely. Every time I've been in a Lush shop, they've been great. And I've never had an issue with spraying fragrances on myself, using other products. You can even wash your hair there if you ask them, you know, if you can do that with their taps and stuff. So if you haven't been into London, if you live in London or you're traveling to London, go to the one in Oxford Street. It's amazing. It's got like 3 floors. It's got a coffee shop on the top as well. It's amazing. And yeah, I tried Yognog in there. They've got this like rotating belt with all the fragrances. You just pick them off, spray them, put them back on, and then it just goes back around again. And I think that's probably where I first smelt Yognog as well. So definitely recommend that one. And yeah, it's just an amazing shop to go into. So love the staff, and they always seem in a really good mood. Makes it easy to try fragrances without feeling pressured to buy it as well. And they certainly don't put any pressure on you. So my top's going to make me stand out at the gym today, but it's not my top. Oh, it's getting so empty, this. That's going to be the thing that makes me stand out. It's going to be, of course, wearing Yognog. I'm spraying everywhere, literally on my trousers and wherever, because I don't want to waste it. And that is the big positive. This is unique. This could be a signature scent. Now, look, do I feel like you want another fragrance to complement this one, particularly in high heat? Yes, I do, because it definitely does lean. Definitely does lean. That is strong. I've oversprayed it. That's the problem with doing it at the end of the bottle. But it definitely does lean more in that winter time. And what I'd say though is there's so many fragrances out there that are obviously those sweet caramel notes. This one does have, as we said a little bit earlier on, uniqueness, but it will make you remembered. And I say this kind of, if you've got a job interview, if you've got a driving test or something that can almost distract that other person or take your mind off the pressure that you're in. I think that's great. So while I think it's a unique scent profile, I'm kind of talking about it as a more of a compliment getting, remember that person type of scent as well. And that's what I love with this. It's got this feeling of that's the smell of Harry. You know, Harry smells like that smell. Rather than if you've got these Dior Sauvages, you kind of get categorized in the same thing. This one will make you stand out. People will remember you for those right reasons. I think they can really give you the edge in situations where you're trying to make someone remember you, whether that's for like a date night situation, as we said, a job interview, or just for yourself when you're in a situation where you know that you can smell that fragrance on you. Say, I said, a driving test where that was probably the most nervous I've ever been in my life. I did put on a spray actually that time. It almost just thinks it's something familiar to you to take that pressure off, but it can make you stand out in a positive way as well. So yes, so we spoke about uniqueness earlier, but I'm also talking about uniqueness in an external sense rather than just the scent of the profile that makes you memorable. It's got signature scent potential about it, and that's why I'm a big fan of it, even though it did just make me choke. Let's head to the gym. My next positive kind of extends further than the fragrance, but it's more about the scent DNA of the Ognog. And essentially it works really well as other products. So I've had this one as a shower gel before, and I think they probably do it as, there must be a scent DNA of other products they use, maybe even a candle of this one as well. But I've also had other products from Lush where they've changed it. It's a lovely fragrance. Like I had it's a shower gel, or sorry, shampoo called Big, and it's really salty. It's like, it almost feels like rock salt in your hair. And I love the smell of it because it's this nice, clean, musky smell. And they've released it as a body spray, but to be honest, I didn't really enjoy it as the body spray. It's a bit headache inducing. The musk on it is so strong. It's like a clean linen, but if you overspray it, it is nauseating. It just doesn't work so well as a fragrance, that one. But whereas this works really well as a fragrance, it works just as well as a candle. You can imagine like a Christmas candle smelling of this, and it also works really well as the shampoo. And I just think some of the Lush products, I think they released one called Super Milk as well, which has a similar scent DNA. So I think they had a bubble bar of that. And they've also had, I sometimes use a Curl Power, which is the hair cream, which is exactly the same smell as the Avocado Co-Wash body spray. And yeah, sometimes they don't transfer those scents as well into other products, into other uses essentially. Whereas Yognog does. It works well as a candle, it works well as a body cream, it works well as a shampoo, it works well as a shower gel, and it obviously works really well as a fragrance. So if you like this scent DNA, it's good that they've released it in other formats, and it really does, for me, work well in all of those situations, as opposed to just being a fragrance or just being a nice candle. So I think that's a big positive about it. It means that hopefully it'll stick around a little bit longer as well because of that versatility in its uses. So I've just finished my gym workout. It is now time to go on to the 9 points. We've got a couple more to go, and the next one is it passes the longevity test. And I don't mean longevity in terms of its sort of performance overall. We've already said it's a good performer and it does last quite a long time. I mean longevity in terms of how long it's been around. It came out in 2019 according to Fragrantica. That means it's into its 7th year now. For Lush body sprays, that's not bad, and maybe it's because it only comes out seasonally. That maybe works in its favour. There's been many, I mean honestly, there's probably about 10, 12 new body sprays last year that came out, and some were a big hit in my opinion, some were a bit of a miss, and yeah, you'd expect that if you keep releasing so many. Again, they're trying to obviously maximise profits as much as they can, but thankfully this one is one that's obviously still doing well in terms of its numbers when they look at the figures. Otherwise I'm sure they would have discontinued it now, but it looks like one that's still around, not been discontinued, and if it's been around for 6-7 years, it's a pretty timeless scent. It doesn't feel like one that's going to, you know, change in terms of not being very popular, because at the moment gourmand scents are extremely popular, and I think that holiday feel it gives you, it has that feel good feeling about it, and
I think that works in its favour. So maybe it's a good thing that it's not around all year, and maybe that means that people buy it more when it does become available, because it is a very good scent. And yeah, 7 years in, it's still going. Keep it going, Lush. It's definitely a positive. Okay, and the final positive is its scent memory potential. We've said about its unique DNA, and obviously the fact it's linked to holiday Christmas time, but I think you can use it for so many more occasions to be that scent memory, whether that is a holiday again in a foreign country, whether it's a special wedding, whether it's a special birthday, whether it's going to a football match that means a lot, or going to like an Olympic event, something a big occasion. I think this fragrance has the potential to take you back in time for the right reasons. It's that unique DNA as we touched upon earlier, and I know it's linked more to Christmas, but it's not a really heavy winter scent where you think, I can only wear it at that time. It's great in transition seasons. Do you know what, it's great even just being out for a walk now for like a hiking trip. Again, that sort of piney smell makes me feel like it could be used in the woods as well, and I just think it's got something about it that just always draws me back to it. And yeah, it always gives me positive memories. I tend to have worn it around that Christmas time again, but honestly, wear it for whatever occasion. This is a scent where you think, oh, I've got something big coming up. This is one you could definitely wear, and it will take you back to that moment and hopefully some happy memories. And that is it for today. I mean, I have to say, maybe it's also a lucky fragrance, because the rain has meant to be an 85-90% chance of rain. So far there's still a little bit of sunshine, and I'm hoping I'm going to get back and it's going to be dry, so maybe that is an extra bonus one. It can bring luck, but it certainly makes me feel happy. I've really enjoyed wearing it. Again, do I think, and I didn't mention it obviously this, do I think it's a workout fragrance? No, I absolutely don't. But when you like a fragrance, when you enjoy it, to be honest, I'd happily wear them almost in every situation, because yeah, I just really appreciate this one. It's definitely got more versatility than just being a boring winter scent. It's got its uniqueness, it's got compliment potential, it's got longevity, and also just wear it for yourself because it can bring back some happy memories. But yeah, let me know if anyone's tried this one. Again, let me know if you've tried layering this one, because I just think it's too good to layer it. But again, it can work with obviously many different notes, and I think that's probably why it has been marked as a positive on Fragrantica as well, because I can't think of anything that wouldn't go well with this. It's a lovely scent, and yeah, dress it up, dress it down, wear it for you, because that's what fragrances should ultimately be, not just for compliments but also for your own enjoyment. And I certainly wear it for my own enjoyment, and I have done today. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Hopefully a fitness fragrance review tomorrow as well, which I'm looking forward to doing, so hopefully you'll join me for that. I'll catch you later.